Good. We'll load YouTube okay over there.
Everything looks good on my end, man. I hope you're ready. We're going to play a game.
I love
At the end, we'll play a quick game. A fun game. Nothing. Don't stress about it. You just relax, mister.
Oh, I'm stressed.
I can tell. Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Thursday. How we doing out there? Hope you're having a good day. All is good here. It's a little much forehead for the day, I think. I think it's too much forehead showing. We need a jazz hat, man. I would like that. Hey, welcome to our show. We call it the Closing Beat because we're financial advisors here. The name is Jazz Wealth Managers. And, it just kind of references music. We like music. We like jazz music and pretty much all types of music. But we like the stock markets. We are not like your typical financial advisor that, hosts dinner for you or goes golfing with you and stuff. I mean, we could be buddies. But I don't really want to spend time doing that. I want to watch the markets. And so one of the things that we do every day, for the most part, is go over the stock market. Now, keep in mind, we're going into a holiday week. If you don't know, next week's Thanksgiving. It's on a Thursday, Black Friday. I guess, we couldn't go shopping as much last year. Black Friday might be more busy this year. So the stock market gets a little quiet, especially in Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Monday is kind of normal day. Everything's fine. But if you start noticing the volume dying off a little bit by then, it's just people leaving for the holidays and stuff. Absolutely normal. Nothing to worry about there at all. Actually, if you were to look at the stock market here, it does feel a little quiet. So little tiny gain on the day for the S&P, better gain for the Nasdaq, small loss for the Dow. It's just kind of like maybe an early preview of how the holiday season is going to perform. Now, for the last week or so, we've forgotten all about Fed tapering, who's going to be the Fed president, although that's coming out maybe tomorrow. We've forgotten about inflation. We forgot about COVID. We forgot about the debt ceiling, right? It was great, actually. It was a chance to actually do some work around here. And the markets kind of just shook it off and basically just said, we don't care. We're focused on a couple earnings things here and there. Nobody was really upset by anything. Retail sales numbers came out better. All that data that we cover every day that's still stuck in my head basically had nothing but good news or good impact on the stock market. So today you see the S&P up a little bit. Like I said, the Dow's down a little bit. It's very normal actually for the S&P to be, where's my slide? Be up a little bit for today. If I could go back over here real quick. Yeah, this is what I shared with you. The options expiration, the Thursday before expiration. Actually just a slight positive day. That's what we got today. Nothing exciting, no blast your head off type rally or nothing to be too crazy excited about. And so that's where we stand. If we look at the S&P for the day, it's still in second place year to date. So the spread is widening there. The Nasdaq is performing a little bit better. Today it got a boost from tech stocks, right? Well, tech stocks and consumer discretionary, right? Hello, Robinson. How are we doing today? So as I look around, if we're going to look at some of the tech stocks today, NVIDIA hits a new high, earnings related. We'll maybe take a look at that here in just a little bit. Apple hitting new highs there. That looked pretty good. Apple wants to have fully autonomous cars, and they want to do this by 2025. So it looks like those renderings that have kind of surfaced here and there, maybe that's the car. It kind of looks like a Cybertruck, but a little bit more Apple-esque, a little rounded. Off there. It looks like they're trying to do that, but they want them to be self-driving. And you look at something like Amazon today, had a good day, and is those three, NVIDIA, Apple, and Amazon, were the biggest contributors to the S&P's gains today. If you're looking at consumer discretionary, you're going to notice that was one of the better performers as well. I think consumer discretionary was, the best performing sector on the day. So you got Home Depot hitting new highs. That's earnings related with them. Obviously, a little momentum there following up. And Tesla, a little bit of a gain today, but a larger weighted stock inside of the S&P. And so you got those really boosting the markets today. If you were to look across the board at the varying small cap growth, value, large cap, mid cap, value, growth, core, or index type stocks, you'd find that it was just like a spaghetti mess, except for large cap growth. They were the ones that led the way. That was the solid strength area there. Speaking of Tesla, I saw a funny, it wasn't funny, I should have saved it somewhere. For those of you that like your Rivian, right? Where are we at with Rivian today? It's still sold off earlier today. I didn't look back later. Yeah, Rivian making its way back under those lows. Lucid as well. I typed it out. Lucid also pulling back on the day. But Rivian's a big focus right now because everybody can't figure out why everybody's so excited about this stock. I saw a note that it took Tesla 2,407 days to reach a $100 billion market cap. Rivian did this in 3 days. The first 3 days, it was worth over $100 billion. Rivian and Lucid, by the way, are both considered pre-revenue. You ever watch Shark Tank? Where they talk about their business, blah, blah, blah. They go on, and they go, well, what'd you make? And they go, well, we're pre-revenue, but we're working on this or that or whatever. That basically means they have no sales. They're not there yet. So nonetheless, I think you have reality setting in as people start finding these clever ways to say, wait a minute, Tesla, 2,407 days before it reached 100 billion. This one does it in 3, and there's no cars out there. They're not doing anything. So I'll continue to say that this is extremely, extremely, extremely overvalued and is likely going under this low here. So it may not be over the next couple days, but oh, it's a likely coming. Also, I want to point out, I spent some time on Target's earnings, looking through that to see. They sort of fibbed a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. I think this pullback here is going to be warranted to be a buyable pullback. If you look inside of their earnings report, and also through their transcripts, I have to spend some time on that one there. The report shows that they actually got ahead of the supply chain issues quietly, without making a big deal out of it, right? They essentially gambled on orders ahead of time. They essentially expected supply chain issues, so they ordered up what they would normally have just ordered over the next quarter or two. That seems to have paid off. They paid lower prices for the products that they ordered back into their stores. They were using air freight where they can for the smaller products, and they've worked with logistics on this to just skip the ships altogether. The ships, they'd already started rerouting to other ports on the East Coast and, of course, a little bit south as well. So they got ahead of that, and they got guarantees from their truck and sort of last mile delivery services there. And rail, by the way, they got guarantees from them for space, meaning we'll guarantee to give you the business if you guarantee us the space, and they did that there. So they were ahead of the schedule here. So yesterday, when they said we're seeing costs rise, we're obviously inflation's a big part, we're having some supply chain issues or whatever, but we're not going to charge our clients or our customers for that. We're gonna hold on to that. And everybody was like, "What? You kidding me?" Even I said yesterday, this is the time where people are willing to pay more. Go ahead and let them pay more. Well, Target took a little bit of a hit on that. But the truth is their margins aren't going to be hurt so bad. And that hasn't, I think analysts are probably crunching numbers right now. And very soon you're going to see people come out and go, Target's still a buy. There's no way this is in any trouble here. They actually did better than every retailer out there. So I think you're going to see some good positive results there. I just wanted to clarify on that one because initially I thought the same thing yesterday. I mean, if people are clearly willing to spend more, why not raise prices? It's because their margins aren't really in as much trouble as some of the other places out there. All right, that's that one. Let's do the Dow here real quick. Just a slight pullback, not a big day as far as movement. Remember, you're expecting that to continue as you go into the holidays. Cody, you got some, who's in the lead with the Guess the Dow? What's going on over there?
Yeah, your top 5 today, not much of a change. Similar names to yesterday. We got Ron, Silk, Jeff, Veer, and Victor. Our Victor. That's your top 5 for today. Remember, get your guesses in by Saturday by noon. And good luck.
You want to play a different game? Like, should we?
Yes. Oh, I thought you were talking about the game we're playing afterward.
Well, that'll be a different game we'll play. But like, maybe we change it up. We play a different game. Anybody want to play a different game?
You have in mind?
Oh, sadly, nothing. I hadn't thought of it. I was like, this Guess the Dow thing, right? We've been doing it for a while. Maybe we can try something else.
Kind of rolls off the tongue. Guess the Nasdaq. Doesn't sound as
No,
fun.
yeah, Guess the Dow's where it's at. But we'll think of something else maybe over the holiday break. Back to the markets here real quick. So the Nasdaq, I'll just point out real quick, had the best performance on the day. Gee, why do you think that is? Because the large cap growth stocks had their best day out of all the other factors in the market. So now you know, and we talked about that a second ago. Not too bad there. The gains year to date versus the S&P, that spread is widening, but largely you have the Nasdaq and the S&P pulling away, and then you have the Russell and the Dow down here. So the spread between those 2 and 2 is getting wider. It's about 5% at the moment, or 5 percentage points. So just a note there that the action is going to where the gains already are. So we're getting to the end of the year. People are putting, I guess, more money into the market. It's actually the most busiest time for putting new dollars in the market. And everybody's saying, where do I put money? Well, the Russell and the Dow are not showing as much strength. S&P and the Nasdaq are. I'll go over there. And so that momentum is picking up. But if you look at the Nasdaq there, led today by Amazon. We already talked about that one. Apple and NVIDIA, that earnings report there, looking good. Semis, there we go. Semis still, momentum continuing there. If you were to look at the Nasdaq as a whole, you're going to notice, where is my list? There we go. If you look at the semiconductors, you got AMD extremely extended in here, but still cranking along. Micron, which will come up in a second. Good momentum, breaking the downtrend, and has continued to show that it's going to continue to break that downtrend. Xilinx very extended. Look through all the semis. You're going to find a lot of strength there. Just be careful on those that are strong, but unbelievably extended there. Also, I want to point out some retail names. Dollar Tree, that momentum continuing with them. And you had Ross Stores. There it is. Almost reversing all of yesterday, but keep your eye on some of those retailers, even the online retailers. That eBay is kind of a mess right now. That's looking, or at least trying to look a little bit better. Lululemon also moving higher. No complaints there. And O'Reilly. Let me pull up old O'Reilly. There we go. Really anything in this space. If you're looking Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, I mentioned that numerous times there. And that's what you have going on. New highs and lows. There were 38 new highs, 9 new lows. I want to point out ConAgra starting to do that waterfall, parabolic, climactic decline there. It's just getting started. So if you like looking to play counter trend on those stocks, it's just a watch list stock at the moment, but I hope it does that for us. Alphabet, Google, possibly breaking a new highs. It's not a super volatile stock, right? So you're not going to see this massive, just crazy tear off. You know, look at it, just nice little days here. It chugs along, but look at that up here at highs. Higher lows equal highs. It's trying to get something done. So with any momentum in those tech stocks that continues, you expect to see that do well. You got Lennar, either buyable on a breakout or on a pullback. So I hope for the pullback here, but home builders, they're kind of enjoying their short-term spotlight in the sun, so to speak. The only negative here is that the news lately of the home building and home building permits, well, they're all really doing well in multifamily. So single-family homes actually are seeing a decline in new starts, is how you would say it, or new building permits. But multifamily properties actually seeing a rapid rise in the number of permits and the number of starts. If you're not familiar with that, starts are when they actually break ground and get to work. Permits are a leading indicator of what starts may be in the future. You can picture that, right? We apply for a permit. We're going to build X, Y, and Z, apartment complex. We wait. We got the permit. We start building, right? So that permits is what we always look for there. Sorry about that if I went off on a tangent. It was just, I'm in educator mode lately. Another stock making new highs here for the day. You got Bath & Body Works. Nice earnings report. Victoria's Secret, interestingly, did better. Remember, these two used to be limited brands. They came out, Bath & Body Works came out with earnings better than expected. Revenue was better than expected. They did lower their guidance. Stock was up about 2%. And Victoria's Secret had the same, but if you look, VSCO is the ticker symbol. There it is. They killed it. So maybe turning the corner for them. I don't know. I didn't look deep enough into it fast enough, but there's something. And AMD hit new highs, but very extended. Careful with this, right? Careful with the semiconductors that are extended there. We don't want to mess around with those suckers. All right. Earnings-wise, you might have noticed Cisco today, and then I'll talk about a few more and take your questions. If you have any questions, Cisco, they have some supply and cost issues going on there, but they're doing all right. I think that this sell-off was muted today. They're actually routing parts elsewhere. Unfortunately, that's going to come at a cost, so that's going to be sort of realized over the next couple quarters. I think you'll see that. They're adjusting their design so that they can use other manufacturers and still get their products out there. And they did say that all these adjustments are actually going to add more costs, but we're going to spread those costs over the next what will be Q4 and Q1 for them. So that wasn't the greatest from them, and I don't know that anybody was expecting amazing things from them, but that's what you have there. John Deere, Finishes the day with a 1% gain on the day. We finally agreed to a deal. The employees that were striking, they're going to get back to work for real this time. They're serious about it, and so far so good, it looks like. I didn't hear any complaints. Alibaba comes out with earnings there. They were a lot worse than expected. Sales were lower than expected. They lowered their guidance. Stock's down 6%, and interestingly enough, right back down to these lows. Almost perfectly down to these lows, all right? You got weakness there. JD.com did not see the same weakness today, by the way. So looking good for JD.com. If you have a chance to read or are interested in that one, pretty good. Speaking of good, remember when Macy's was going to go, kaput? They're gone. That's it. This is probably one you haven't seen pretty often. Let's take a look a little bit further back, right? We had some, well, not that far back. We had some horrible times down here at $5. It's worth $37 now. A very, very good recovery for them. Earnings better than expected. Sales are improving overall. Raised their guidance. Stock adds about 21% just on the day today. So that one's going to be back in the headlines, or if it's not already. And NVIDIA basically came in better than expected as well. They beat on earnings, beat on revenue, raised their guidance going forward. That warrants them the next 8% rally there all in one day. Very cool. Very cool. I think that's about all I got for you. I will take some questions. Then I got a game to play with Cody real quick. It kind of has to do with finances, but I saw this and I was like, I actually don't know what the answer is. So I want to see if maybe you pick up on it or if social media has you beat me already to the punch. And while the stream's catching up, let's just do it. You ready? I'm going to tell you 4 statements. Very short. 3 are true. 1 is a lie. Okay. You ready? Yes. Okay. Number 1, supply chain, or they're headlines. That's what it is. These are headlines. 3 are true, 1 is not. The headline is supply chain crisis. Beanie Babies airlifted from Chinese factories to Chicago amid holiday crunch. That's number 1. Number 2, Barbados to become the first sovereign nation with an embassy in the metaverse. Huh? That's number 2. Number 3, hundreds stung as extreme storms unleash a scorpion plague in Egypt. That is number 3. And number 4, Taylor Swift just had an album come out. Taylor Swift will get her own balloon at the this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. 3 of those are true. 1 of them is false. Sir, which one of those is false?
I happen to love Taylor Swift, so I do hope that is true. The scorpion plague sounds intense.
That sounds like the mummy, doesn't it? It's like
yeah. I'm telling you one that's true or one that's
3
wrong?
are true, 1 is wrong. You tell me the one that's wrong.
The metaverse. That one sounds incorrect.
Barbados to become the first sovereign nation with an embassy in the metaverse, you say is false.
Nope, final answer, Bob.
Unfortunately, that one is true. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not unfortunately. Maybe it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Want to take another shot?
Let's go Beanie Babies.
Yeah, I would have guessed that one was wrong too, but that's true. That's true.
Wow.
Beanie Babies airlifted from Chinese factories to Chicago amid the holiday crunch. I guess Chicago likes their Beanie Babies. That's a financial comment, right? That's why I'm talking about this.
So is the Taylor Swift one not
Taylor
true?
Swift is not getting her official balloon. Nope.
You got me pretty pumped up for that.
I would have watched the Macy's parade, yeah. Because what would it have been,
Yeah, I'm going to boycott now.
Now I'm upset. All right. Well, just having a little fun there. The Taylor Swift balloon is actually false. The rest of those were true. And I only brought that up today because I was kind of reading through it and I'm like, wow. There is a storm in Egypt that's unleashing scorpions and now these people are getting stung. How is that not front? That is crazy. Anyways. All right, so we'll close this thing down. We'll take questions now, see if I can. Otherwise, I'll get out of your way and let you enjoy the rest of your day. I like the guess there. Who's going with number 1? Nope. Those Beanie Babies will be plentiful in Chicago, should you need one. Harry says, care to weigh in on the Fed chaos developing and your strategy around the announcement next week? It's a guess for me personally. I don't know what the decision will be. I do hope and I kind of think that Jerome Powell will stay the Fed president, and that will be fine for the markets. The markets won't care. I think if we go the Brainerd route, and I don't know if that's how you say it, I've always said Brainerd. I think if we go that route that creates uncertainty, I think the markets will respond to that. I don't think that's going to be as exciting. So personally, I just kind of hope that they keep Jerome Powell. I don't agree with everything. I'm not supposed to, but I don't think there's going to be a change, honestly. But the longer we wait, the kind of more you feel like there's going to be a change, don't you? It's a tough one. I just think, like anything else, the market doesn't like uncertainty, and Jerome Powell is a certain thing. We know what he wants to do and who has his back. Yep. Oh, Ty is based in Chicago. Well, that explains it. Yeah. Okay. So it's not just a Chicago thing. I didn't know. I don't see many Beanie Babies around here. Why is Dollar Tree on such a tear? Actually, I don't know. So I know it's extremely extended. They have obviously done well there. There are quite a boatload of upgrades. So inside of those upgrades, I bet you if you looked at the first one, you might find out why everybody else has jumped onto the same ship there. I do not see, but we know retail sales are good. We know that discount retail sales, whether they're online or in person, those are doing well. We talked about that yesterday. So I think it's that momentum going into the holidays, and now that they're able to charge $1.50 instead of just $1, and in many cases more than that. They have other sections where they can charge more. Probably part of it. Yep. There you go. You know what old Powell wants to do. Anyways, I'll wrap it up. I didn't mean to make this a long one today. Just kind of having fun with you. We're going to get back to work and do what we do. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for subscribing and watching the commercials and all that stuff. Really helps us keep growing. I know it sounds odd, but it gives us a little extra dough to keep buying stuff and keep expanding and trying to make this cool for you guys. And the data is expensive as well. So I appreciate all the support. I wish you a great rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by.